Okay, good morning to everyone. So this is the last part of our discussion on dispute resolution. We will now discuss the last part, which is the crisis management. So when we say crisis, it is sometimes used uh, to define a long-term effect problem. No, ibig sabihin, pag sinabing crisis, problema yan eh, di ba? We need a plan and it must be long-term effect. So when we say emergency, magkaiba din yon, di ba? Kasi when we say emergency, we need immediate response naman. Okay, so let us start kung ano ba ang pag-aaralan natin. So when we say crisis, no? O tinatawag natin na Greek word, no? Which means separate, no? It is a Greek word which means separate. Is any event, no? That is expected to lead, no? An unstable and dangerous situation affecting an individual, group, community, or society. It also refers to sudden, unplanned events which causes major disturbances. So meaning, pag sinabing crisis, malakihan to eh, di ba? Major disturbances in the organization. Any event that can seriously harm the people, reputation, or financial condition of an organization, we can say that it is an crisis or crisis. But pag sinabing emergency, no, it came from a Greek word emergentia, which means dipping or plunging. It is a sudden condition or state of affairs calling for an immediate action. So yun nga po, no, ang emergency kasi, uh, immediate action dapat yan. For example, health emergency, inatake sa puso, di ba dapat madala agad sa hospital yan. So it needs an immediate action. Pero pag sinabi mong crisis, sometimes, sabi ko nga, malakihan, pero maybe it is dapat napaplano for long term. Kasi for example, financial crisis, di ba, sa bansa natin, bumababa ang value ng ating pera. 'Di ba? Kumbaga lumalaki yung utang ng bansa natin. So it can considered as a crisis. Okay? So crisis management is the process naman by which organization deals with that problem dun sa major event na yon. So it deals with threats after they have occurred. So ibig sabihin, yung crisis management, once na mangyari yung crisis, tsaka dinidil yan ng organization after they have occurred. Okay? So crisis management is occasionally referred as incident management. So yan sometimes no, tinatawag daw yan na incident management. Okay? So ano po ba yung disaster? So when we say disaster, a serious disruption of the functioning of a community or a society involving widespread human, material, economic, or environmental losses and impacts which exceeds the ability of the affected community to cope using its own resources. Ibig sabihin, hindi kaya na nung community na solusyonan yung dumating sa kanilang problema, 'di ba? Ibig sabihin, serious disruption na eh. For example, yung mga baha na nangyayari, 'di ba? Kapag nagkalindol. So it can be a disaster kasi hindi kakayanin nung resources ng community ng isang municipality or city yung dumating na problema. Yun yung tinatawag na disaster. So disaster impacts may include loss of life, injury, or disease sometimes, 'di ba? So yung COVID, it can be considered a disaster, 'di ba? Kasi hindi nga halos kinakaya ng bawat community kaya kailangan kumbaga yung iba tinutulungan ng ibang community yung ibang community, no, nagtutulungan sila para lang maitawid yung disaster na yan. Okay? So, and other negative effects on human physical, even mental, no, and social well-being together with damage to property, destruction of assets, loss of services, social and economic disruption, and environmental degradation. Kasi hindi lang naman yung tao, syempre, pati ang environment. talagang apektado yung mga hayop, 'di ba? Yung land, 'di ba? So kapag halimbawa bumagyo at bumaha, 'di ba? Pati yung mga basura nag-aangatan na sa ilog, 'di ba? Kumbaga sa estero umaapaw. So kumbaga ang disaster, sabi nga natin, serious ang problem na 'yan at hindi 'yan nasusolusyunan ng mabilisan, okay? Kulang ang kapasidad ng komunidad kapag nagkakaroon ng ganyang disaster. So, meron tayong dalawang pangunahing klaseng disaster, no? Yung tinatawag nating natural disaster at man-made disaster. So, sometimes tinatawag din yan na crisis, no? O crisis, no? So, pag sinabi mong natural disaster, minsan tinatawag din siya na hazard, no? Natural hazard. So kung makikita nyo, yung sa picture, di ba? Volcanic eruption, tsunami, di ba? So it is caused by environmental factors. Ibig sabihin ah, hindi kayang kontrolin yan ng tao, ng gobyerno eh, 'di ba? Yung ganyang natural disaster or crisis. Talagang dumadating yan. Ang pwede lang magawa ng tao is to prepare, 'di ba? To prepare kapag may dumating na natural disaster or calamity. Okay? Now, pag sinabi mo namang man-made, extreme hazardous event that are caused by human beings, sometimes because of negligence. 'Di ba? Yung fire diyan, no, yung nasa number one, baka sabihin niya, sir, yung fire, 'di ba? May mga man-made. Oo, pero yung fire kasi yan, yun yung mga forest fire, natural causes yan because of yung humidity. Yan. Pero pag sinabi mong man-made kasi, yan, yung halimbawa, negligence. 'Di ba? For example na lang yung nangyari sa, 'di ba, may recent na nangyari, 'di ba, sa isang parang bilihan diyan sa Quezon City, nasunog, 'di ba? We can consider that a man-made disaster kasi although it is not intentional, but it is accidental because of negligence, 'di ba? Kaya nasunog. Oh, extreme hazardous event that caused by human beings, 'di ba? Oh, halimbawa yung landslide, ayan. Yung landslide, it is a natural disaster, no? Pero yung tao kasi minsan sila din ang nagiging dahilan eh kaya nagla-landslide, 'di ba? Oh, yung flood, sometimes tao din kasi nga imbis na, 'di ba, ayusin yung bahay, 'wag itayo dun, 'di ba? Kasi malapit sa mga ano malapit sa dagat, malapit sa ilog, tapos yung flood control project. So it can be actually hindi siya man-made eh. Pero may contribution kasi sila kaya mas lumalala. Na gets nyo, no? Mas lumalala, no? So, man-made disaster, no? Hazardous event na ang dahilan ay tao, and natural disaster is cause of environmental factors. Okay? So, yan po. Nakikita nyo naman natural disaster, no? O, halimbawa, yung mga super typhoon, di ba? O, yung pinakamalakas, 'di ba, na tumama yung bagyong Haiyan, 'di ba? Kung alam niyo yung Yolanda, 'di ba? 'Yun ang isa sa kung hindi man pinakamalakas na tumama sa Pilipinas, no? Yung earthquake, ayan. Hindi mo naman makokontrol ang earthquake, 'di ba? Hindi ka naman si Kibuloy. Si Kibuloy lang nakakakontrol, nakulong pa, 'di ba? So, ang earthquake, sinusukat yan sa magnitude, yung energy release niyan, no? Measured by seismographs yan yung earthquake na yan eh. Yung tornado yan, wala naman sa atin yan. Usually sa ano yan, sa kumbaga sa ibang bansa, no? Flash flood yan, meron yan sa atin. Landslide, meron yan sa atin. So yung flash flood and landslide, sabi ko nga natural disaster, pero may ano to human inducement 'di ba? Kumbaga yung tao may participation din ba't nagkakaroon ng ganyan. And volcanic eruption. Ayan, yan sinusukat yan ng ng PBOX, 'di ba? Kasi pag nagkaka-volcanic eruption, kadalasan yan, gumagalaw din ang lupa, earthquake. Di ba? O, kaya yung West Valley Fault, di ba? West Valley Fault, tinitignan yan kasi meron nga tayo tinatawag na the big one, no? Okay, yan. Man-made disaster naman, guys. Ayan, man-made yan, no? Riot, war, rebellion, chemical spill. Mga gawang tao yan. And the pandemic. Sino bang hindi makakaalala ng COVID-19? Ano bang virus yan? Ha? Yung COVID-19, SARS-CoV, di ba? SARS-CoV ang tawag sa virus na yan eh. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng mga interagency para sa mga infectious disease because during that pandemic, no? So, ang World Health Organization before, no, nag-declare ng outbreak yan sa public health emergency, no, because of the COVID pandemic. Okay? Next. Ayan. So ano po ba to? Yung batas na RA 10121, Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010. So na-create po yung NDRRMC. Ayan. So sabi ng batas na yan, ang NDRRMC, yaan po yung focal point body. Sila po ang in charge kapag po nagkakaroon ng ganitong problema. Focal point body responsible for coordinating preparedness, response, prevention, and mitigation and rehabilitation and recovery. So sila po ang bahala, no? Ang NDRRMC, national level yan, pero kapag meron din naman tayong mga provincial, meron ding municipal, tulad dito sa atin sa Santa Maria, Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction, di ba? So diyan makikita yung mga rescue unit, no? So sila po yung nagiging point person o point body, no, kapag nagkakaroon ng mga disaster. Okay? Now, tignan natin, no? Kapag merong sabi ko nga, no, calamity ganyan. So ito ang organizational structure. Ang chairperson natin ay ang DND. Ang vice chairperson natin ay ilan? Apat. Okay? So, ang Vice Chairperson galing sa DOST, DILG, DSWD, and NEDA. So, ang DOST, Department of Science and Technology. So, sila po ang Vice Chairperson on Disaster Prevention and Mitigation. Pag ang DILG naman, ang focus nila preparedness kasi nasa kanila yung Tri-Bureau, di ba? Police, fire, jail, no? Ang social work naman, disaster response. Kasi nga, kapag may calamity, syempre, kailangan ng pagkain, kailangan ng shelter, 'di ba? Kailangan ng clothes. So, DSWD yung in charge doon sa response. And rehabilitation and recovery is the NEDA. Okay? National Economic Development Authority yan. Okay? So, yan po tatandaan natin, no? Yan po ang NDRRMC organizational structure. Okay? Now, let's proceed with the four distinct, no? Oh, ano daw yan? And, may nakaharang eh, yan. And mutually enforcing thematic areas. Okay, yung thematic area, no, ng disaster reduction management. Okay? So, unang-una is yung tinatawag nating disaster preparedness. So, ano po ba tong disaster preparedness na to? Ang goal kasi niyan is to prepare, strengthen the community to anticipate, cope, and recover. So, yun po ang focus niyan eh, di ba? Kumbaga, capacity ng community. Preparedness eh, di ba na? For example, kapag sa West Valley Fault ka nakatira, dapat prepared ka eh, di ba? May anticipation ka as much as possible. Umalis ka nga doon eh. Di ba? Kasi nga, minarkahan yan na pwedeng dyan lumindol. Di ba? So, dapat prepared ka. Okay? So, ibayin naman natin. Halimbawa, yung mga nakatira sa malapit sa dagat, malapit sa ilog. So, kailangan yung capacity nyo na lumikas, andun eh. Mag-a-anticipate tayo. So, dapat nandun yung preparedness natin, no? Okay. So, ano pa? Yung tinatawag nating prevention and mitigation. Itong nasa baba, no? So, pag sinabing prevention and mitigation, ang focus niyan is to avoid the hazard, eh, 'di ba? As much as possible, maiwasan, 'di ba? O, maiwasan natin yung hazard. Mitigate their potential impact. Kung sakali mang talagang tumama, ma-mitigate natin yung impact, 'di ba? Oh. So, pag sinabi mo namang disaster response, nakapokus yan guys ha, life preservation. Yung mga basic needs guys, pasok yan dyan. 'Di ba? Yung food, shelter, clothing, water, yan. Disaster response yan. Kaya nga nasa DSWD yan eh, 'di ba? And rehabilitation and recovery to restore and rebuild. Siyempre, kapag may nasira, 'di ba? Nasira yung mga tulay, nasira yung mga eskwelahan. So, yan po, no? Disaster rehabilitation and recovery. Yan. Okay? Next is, ayan, incident command. So, ito guys, no, kanina kasi mga natural calamities yun eh, natural disaster or crisis. So, ngayon naman, focus tayo sa PNP. Okay? Incident Command System and Critical incident management based on PNP Police Operational Procedure. Okay? So, 'di ba? Kung napag-aralan natin 'to sa law enforcement operation, 'di ba? Meron tayong operational guidelines ang PNP during certain events, meron dapat operational guidelines. So, anong gagawin kapag may mga incident? So, ito ang pag-aaralan natin, no? Unahin muna natin yung important terms. Halimbawa, oh, command system. Okay? So ano ba 'yan? So it is a set of personnel, so mga tao, policies, procedures, facilities, and equipment integrated into a common organizational structure designed to improve emergency response operation of all types and complexities. Kapag ibig sabihin sa lahat ng incident to crisis man, man-made man, or natural, ang PNP meron yan tinatawag na Incident Command System. So tatandaan natin yan ha. May term na ginamit noon eh, no, na lumabas sa board exam. Yung tinatawag na CBRNE. Ano ba yung CBRNE? Chemical, biological, radiological, ano pa yun? Nuclear, explosive. Yan yung issues that could harm the society. No? So tatandaan natin yan ha. Ano pa? Yung critical incident. Okay. So, syempre, kung may system, meron din tinatawag na critical incident. So, ito yung ano, yung pangyayari, yung event, di ba? Any incident or event, whether human-induced or natural, that requires the implementation of the special task, no? Na ginawa ng government agency or na iba't ibang agency. Siyempre, ang PNP may direct participation dyan. May ginagawa dapat ang PNP kapag in times of emergency, di ba connected siya sa DILG. So kapag mga natural disaster, doon siya nakapaloob sa DILG, doon sa vice chairperson. So kung ano yung related doon sa gawain nila, yun ang magiging factor o yun yung magiging tungkulin nila during calamity. Okay? CMAT. Ayan. Ito, lumabas din sa board tong CMAT na to. Ano ba yung CMAT? Critical Incident Monitoring Action Team na itanong to sa board eh. No? Ano ba trabaho ng CMAT? Ang CMAT po serves as secretariat siya of the subcommittee which monitor event, situation, and development kapag nagkakaroon ng disaster critical incident. So tatandaan, from the word CMAT, incident monitoring. Sila yung taga-check, taga-monitor kung ano yung mga event na nangyayari, kung ano na ang nangyayari sa isang incident. Okay, primary monitoring, coordination, and communication center for the PNP during crisis or emergency. Okay? Next is emergency planning. Ito yung mga terms pa rin na mahalaga sa pag-aaral natin. No? So, ang emergency planning is a decision making prior to an actual crisis or disaster. Kumbaga, pinaplano mo na prior eh, 'di ba? Bago pa mangyari, dapat may emergency plan ka, 'di ba? Including the consideration or resources required to manage and resolve the event. The plan must also include the necessary step during and after the crisis is involved. Kumbaga guidelines to, step by step, no? Kapag may nangyaring ganito, ano ang gagawin natin? So tatandaan, ang planning ay ginagawa prior to the actual event, 'di ba? Nagpaplano tayo. Hindi naman tayo nagpaplano after eh. Nagpaplano tayo before pa. Kumbaga, prior to the disaster, dapat meron na tayong mga plano kung ano ang gagawin natin. 'Di ba? For example, nauuso yung earthquake, 'di ba, last year. So dapat meron kang plano sa bahay nyo, sa office. 'Di ba? Kaya nga dito sa atin, may pinagdadala kami ng mga hard helmet nun eh, 'di ba? O, may pito ka dapat, meron kang kit at least 24, 48, 72 hours magamit mo siya to survive, 'di ba? And be informed, dapat yung cellphone mo always may load, 'di ba? Para pag may pumasok man diyan na SMS, emergency, marireceive mo. Okay? Next is advance command post. Ano po ba 'tong tinatawag nating advance command post na ito, no? So pag sinabi mong advance command post, it is the excuse me. Okay, advanced command post is a place where the incident commander and staff control exercise command. So pag sinabing ACP, andyan po makikita yung incident commander. Kapag halimbawa may mga riot, may mga protesta, linalagay ang ACP na yan. No? Lugar po yan. No? Lugar kung saan makikita ang incident commander at ang kanyang staff, no, to exercise the command. Okay, CEREX. Ano naman po yung CEREX? Is the Critical Emergency Response Exercises. Kumbaga, tinatawag, may ginagawa, di ba? Yung PNP, halimbawa, may nakikita kayo na ano yung holdapan yun na. Di ba? Parang bank robbery yun, parang naghahabulan na, but may inarestong tao. CIMEX pala yun, simulation exercises naman yun. Ano ang gagawin kapag may ganun? Ang CEREX, ito naman, pasok to dun sa emergency response. CEREX naman to, no? Oh, critical emergency response exercises. Okay? Next, civil disturbance. Ano naman yung civil disturbance? So, it is typically a symptom of and a form of protest. Ayan, civil disturbance, no? Form of protest against major socio-political problem. 'Di ba nung mga nakaraan nagkakaroon ng mga rally-rally against corruption, no? So ang problema doon kasi okay lang naman na mag-ano ka, kumbaga mag-rally ka, peaceful rally, 'di ba? Ang problema kasi sometimes it can lead to chaos, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon ng sakitan, tulakan. Kaya sa civil disturbance, meron diyang unit ang PNP na pinadadala. Kung makita nyo sa mga picture sa likod, di ba? Meron silang shield, may truncheon. Ang tawag dyan, CDM, Civil Disturbance Management Unit ng PNP. Okay? So, yan po, sila po yung mga man o human barriers kung tatawagin, human barriers para hindi maka-forward yung mga rallyista. Okay? Next, contingency plan. Okay, ano naman to? Kung may emergency plan, meron din pong contingency plan. Okay? A forward planning process in a state of uncertainty in which scenarios and objectives are agreed, managerial and technical actions defined, and potential response systems are put in place in order to prevent or better respond to an emergency or critical situation. Okay, yun naman yung tinatawag natin na contingency plan. Okay? So meron din tayong critical mass rally. Ano naman tong critical mass rally? So ito po, pag sinabing critical mass rally, sobrang laki po. Sobrang laki ng volume ng nagrarally. The size and the number of people conducting public assembly cannot be normally suppressed by the CDM. Hindi kaya. Kanina, civil disturbance lang eh. 'Di ba? Kumbaga may nagrally kaya pa na CDM. Ito, cannot be eh. 'Di ba? That may escalate into bloody violence and general chaos. Ibig sabihin, outnumbered yung mga pulis natin. 'Di ba? Excuse me. 'Di ba? So, dito sa critical mass rally, kailangan ng additional police officers and even BFP personnel, 'di ba? Tumutulong na rin dito by using their fire trucks, 'di ba? O in order to kumbaga maano no, ma-disband yung mga groups para hindi sila mag-forward, no? Yan critical mass rally yan. And first responder, ano naman to? Any person who arrived first at the place of incident and endeavors to render assistance to the victim and protect. So, ito alam na natin to, 'di ba? Sa crime scene may ganyan talaga, 'di ba? So, ang tatandaan lang natin, ang first responder, ang kanyang trabaho una is to render assistance to the victim, no? Pangalawa lang yung protect and secure the scene. Tatandaan kasi nga ang mas importante diyan is yung buhay ng tao eh, 'di ba? O kahit sa ano natatanong 'yan eh. So pag sinabing ganyan, it is more important no yung buhay ng tao. Okay? Human induced critical incident. Pag sinabing human-induced critical incident, gawa ng tao to. Katulad niya, no, hostage taking. It requires prompt implementation of police procedure or intervention to contain the incident and mitigate its impact. So katulad po niyan, yung hostage taking drama, 'di ba, ni Captain Mendoza, if I'm not mistaken, 'di ba, in-hostage niya yung mga foreigners, no? May mga namatay pa diyan. Okay? And yung sunog, nanunog, yan. Human-induced critical incident yan. No? Incident action plan. Okay, ano naman to? So, pag sinabi mong incident action plan, it provides a coherent means of communicating the overall incident objectives to all the members of the organization. So, the IAP may be either verbal or written depending on the degree of complexity of the incident. So, once nagkakaroon ng incident. So ito pong action plan ang kailangan na gawin, 'di ba? Kumbaga parang SOP yan, standard operating procedure, no? And the incident commander, siya po ang overall in charge, no, in the incident. So the IC assumes overall command once the CIMTG and the IMTG is activated. So tatandaan niyo na, pag sinabi incident commander, he provides the overall supervision of the incident. Okay? Operational control o tinatawag na OPCON. So medyo mahaba lang, no? So pag sinabing operational control, this is the transferable command authority that may be exercised by the commander, ng incident commander, no? So ito, pag sinabi mong transferable command authority, it can be exercised by the incident commander pero it can be transferable. So meaning to say, pwede niyang i-transfer or ibigay sa ibang tao, 'di ba? Magbigay siya ng authority sa iba. But take note that when we say command authority, guys, so you can delegate the authority, no, but not the responsibility. So operational control, however, does not include authoritative direction for logistic matters of administration, discipline, internal organization, and unit training. So, ito po, during the event lang itong operational control. Wala siyang control sa iba. For example, the logistics. 'Di ba? Rene-request pa rin yan, no? O, even the discipline, wala sa kanyang control yan. He can only control dun sa particular incident. No? Okay? So, pag sinabi naman natin PNP, CIMC, so ano naman yan? Critical Incident Management Committee. So, this is a policy making committee body. So, pag sinabi mong CIMC, it is an organization or a group of personalities that address the human induced and natural disaster at the national level. So ito po, ang CIMC, ito po yung ginagawa na sa Camp Crame, no? Ibig sabihin, nasa national level na siya, no? Oh, binababa na lang yan sa mga region and sa provinces. So all actions and decisions taken by the PNP CIMC shall be in adherence to the national policies. Okay? So, ano pa po ang mga terminologies na mahalaga sa pag-aaral natin? Yung Quick Reaction Forces Teams o yung QRF, no? O, for example na lang, no, yung SWAT. Ayan. Yung Special Reaction Unit, yan. Bomb Squad, EOD-K9, yan. Pasok yan dito eh. Kasi capable sila of rapidly responding to developing situations. 'Di ba? To assist lower unit. For example, may bomb scare, bomb scene incident, 'di ba? So, hindi naman kaya ng mga local police officers natin 'yan. That's why they will uh, call for an assistance to the provincial level. So, ang provincial level magpapadala yan ng EOD K9 bomb squad. Okay? For example, merong nangyayari naman na holdapan, 'di ba? Bank robbery. So if the local police tingin nila hindi nila kakayanin 'yon kasi nga high powered at marami. So they can call for a special reaction unit or the SWAT, 'di ba? Para tulungan sila. So, no? And others sometimes SAF, 'di ba? Ang SAF naman is strike force ng PNP yan eh. So ang SAF kapag mga ganyan, pwede din nilang ipatawag 'yan. Okay? So sub-task group quick reaction team 'yan, no? Now, ano naman yung red team, no? Okay. Ayan. Maganda to i-discuss yung red team eh. So, yung red team, ito yung mga ano to, yung mga magagaling, mga experts to in different field. Mga subject matter experts to kung tawagin, no? So, ang ginagawa nila, no? O, using a controlled, realistic, interactive process during operation planning exercising. So ano ginagawa nila? It is an independent group that challenges the organization to improve its effectiveness. For example, sa isang sa halimbawa, cybercrime. Halimbawa, titignan natin kung kung magagaling talaga tong mga cyber cops natin. The red team will try to infiltrate halimbawa, the website, for example, the website of the PNP or the website of a particular organization, they will try to hack it, no? Yung red team. Pero kaya nga 'di ba may mga term tayo na white hat hackers, 'di ba? Oh, kasi they are try to help, no? They are try to improve the system, 'di ba? Yung website, no? Titignan nila if may mga loopholes na puwedeng gamitin ng mga criminals once na mapunta sa ganong situation. So ang red team, mga subject matter experts 'yan, no? So to improve the effectiveness of the organization, nagpo-provide ng red team talaga 'yan. Ito yung mga challengers, no? Doon sa mga ginawang framework ng organization. Okay? Next is the STG or tinatawag nating Site Task Group, no? Pag sinabing Site Task Group, ito po yung mga PRO, yung mga regional offices where the critical incident or plant event happen. For example, dito sa atin sa Region 3, Pro 3, 'di ba? Police Regional Office 3, yan po yung Site Task Group na tinatawag. So ano ba trabaho ng PRO or ng Site Task Group? Ensures appropriate deployment of force and resources. Kasi po ang region, meron yang batalyon kung tawagin. Hindi, kumbaga, may unit ang PNP for deployment if may mga sakuna na nangyayari. So yun yung pinadadala nila. Man-made, human-induced, or natural man yan, mayroong unit ang PNP na nandun lang sa kampo na kapag pinatawag sila yung pinadadala, no? If hindi ako nagkakamali, Regional Mobile Force, parang ganyan yan RMFB battalion, 'di ba? So 'yun, Mobile Force Battalion, kumbaga naka-reserve lang 'yun doon. Kapag kailangan, sila pinadadala. Okay? So site task group, tandaan natin. When we say site task group, it is the regional office of a particular police, no? Oh, where the critical incident happened. Okay? Then response cluster naman. So ano ba tong response cluster na to? This is a inter-unit cooperation of different PNP offices units. So ibig sabihin when we say inter-unit, hindi lang isang section o isang grupo ng kapulisan, no? Ibig sabihin ah tawag dito, nagtutulungan sila in a particular scenario. Yun ang kaibahan ng interagency, no? Tatandaan, when we say inter-unit, within a particular bureau lang yun. Pag interagency na yan, iba't iba na yan. For example, interagency, ah Bureau of Immigration, di ba? Department of Social Welfare, DENR, nagtutulong-tulong sila, no? Yun yung interagency na tinatawag. Pag sila inter-unit, within the organization lang yun. Okay? So, providing humanitarian assistance and disaster response services. So, syempre, ang pulis, hindi lang naman yan na sa crime prevention, kaya nga may mga doktor na pulis di ba? May mga nurse, may mga engineer na pulis. Any course is accepted in the PNP, in the PNP for as long as they have the eligibilities and proper qualification. So yung response cluster na yan, they provide humanitarian assistance if there is a disaster in a particular area. Okay? So for example, may nangyari sa Santa Maria, Bulacan na incident, disaster, for example, baha. So pwede pumunta o magpapunta ang PNP galing sa health service, 'di ba? Pwede, for example, pwede ring magpapunta galing sa crime lab para yung makakuha ng mga DNA, 'di ba, doon sa mga namatay for proper identification. So yun yung response cluster na tinatawag. Okay? Next is yung tinatawag nating emergency preparedness, no? So when we say emergency preparedness, from the word itself, 'di ba, we are preparing before it happened. Preparation and overall emergency preparedness and response, no? Ayun, lumabas dito yung binigay ko kanina, CBRNE, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear and explosive scenario. Anong gagawin ng PNP once na magkaroon ng CBRNE sa Pilipinas? So, yun po yung emergency preparedness. Okay? So, next, peace and order. Subtask group on peace and order. So, ito, self-explanatory naman kapag may mga crime, may mga disaster, may mga crisis. Natural, may mga ano dyan krimen na pwede mangyari, di ba? May mga mapagsamantala, may mga magnanakaw, di ba? So, syempre, peace and order is also a responsibility, di ba, of the PNP. That's why may mga persons, no, may mga officers ang PNP na ina-assign sa checkpoint. 'Di ba? For example, during COVID-19, there's an interagency task force COVID-19 before So, nagche-checkpoint ang PNP, sometimes kasama nga ang sundalo, 'di ba? Para mapanatili ang peace and order, 'di ba? So, kapag may mga crisis incident, ganun din po. Isa sa function talaga ng pulis 'yan, 'di ba? Yung peace and order. Okay, another is sub-task group security, no? So ito magkaiba, baka malito tayo. Kanina kasi peace and order, so sa community 'yun. Ang sub-task group sa security, yan yung security ng mga responders and resources. Baka kasi baga atakihin naman sila, 'di ba? Yung mga responders. So sila yung nagpo-provide ng security dun sa mga personnel din nila. For example, yung mga doctors, nurses, napupunta dun sa mismong sa mismong incident, 'di ba? So sub-task group security 'yun, no? They also provide security sa mga vital installation. 'di ba? Sa mga halimbawa sa Napocor, alam niyo ba yung Napocor? O national ano ba yan? National Power, 'di ba? Corporation, yung sa kuryente 'yun, guys eh. 'Di ba? O paano na lang kung may manggulo. So, ang sub-task group security, they provide also security not just on the first responder but also sa mga vital installations ng bansa in times of incident nga no or crisis na tinatawag. Next is task group commander. So, ang task group commander, siya yung in charge dun sa task group, no? Yung mga binibigay natin na task group, syempre, meron yang overall commander. He has the full authority for making decisions, no? Dito sa mga ganitong event. Okay? And next is the general guidelines. So, ito po is applicable to all PNP offices and units from national, regional, district of NCR, provincial city, and municipal level. Okay, yan po ay in accordance sa Peace and Order Council, Executive Order number 320. At sa iba pa no na nakalagay diyan. Okay, so lahat ng mga offices shall adopt no the organizational structure, annexes, and shall formulate functions, tasks, no implementing plans or implants no then NCRP o CIMTG. So ito guys siguro nakikita nyo naman no, so kung makikita nyo yan po ang CIMTG ng NCRPO, organizational structure. For example guys, human induced, ibig sabihin may mga critical mass rally, di ba? Oh, ano ang gagawin? Oh. So ito, ang group commander natin ay ang RD natin, regional director natin, no? Tapos mag-a-assign siya ng incident commander which is the deputy regional director for operations, no? Oh, and the rest. So kung makikita nyo, yaan na po 'yan, 'di ba? So yung mga binanggit natin, yung mga sub-task group po, security, peace and order, emergency preparedness, response, and quick response team, yan ang nasa ground talaga. Okay? So human induced to ibig sabihin gawa ng tao yung problema, human induced. Pero, ayan, meron din tayong, ayan, sa level naman ng city, municipality, si Chief of Police yan, no? Si Chief of Police. So, kung makikita nyo, halos ganun din eh. Oh, ayun, sa district. Ito kasi regional. Meron din district kasi guys sa NCRPO kung hindi nyo alam, may mga district yan eh. Halimbawa, Quezon City Police District, Northern Police District, ano pa, Eastern Police District, no? Southern Police, Manila Police. So, yun yung mga district offices. So, meron din sila district. Meron din sa municipalities and cities. So, ito na yun, no? Yan, applicable na yan dito sa atin, guys. Diba, may hostage taking, ayan. Madi-deploy na yung CIMTG, no, sa mga city, no? Okay. Yan. So, the PNP Reactionary Standby Support Force o tinatawag natin RSSF, no? So, of national headquarters, regional police, provincial, city police offices shall be activated and ready for deployment on orders. So, ayun, ito pala yung tawag na ngayon, no? RSSF, Reactionary Standby Support Force. Yun na yung term na ginagamit. No, not affected by adjacent cross, PPO, CPOs, no, not affected by critical will be secondary responders on operate. Okay, ganito guys. Kaya, ito, maganda rin to, no? Kasi tignan nyo, nung nagkaroon ng critical mass rally, di ba, during corruption, because of corruption, hindi lang naman NCR police yun eh. May mga hinugot dito sa Region 3, may hinugot sa 4A na mga police officers dahil sa dami. 'Di ba? Inaasahan, ina-anticipate, kaya humugot sila, no? Hinugot sila, inactivate 'yun, 'di ba? Kumbaga linagay sila for that particular event lamang. 'di ba? So, ayan. In the conduct of critical incident, relief operations, security and safety of personnel must always be the paramount. Okay. So, ito kailangan din malaman natin 'to, no? If there are critical incident, relief operations, no? Security and safety of personnel must always be paramount. Kailangan ang kaligtasan, kumbaga self-preservation 'to guys eh, 'di ba? Hindi mo maliligtas kasi ang iba kung mamamatay ka eh, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin, yung safety ng personnel must always be paramount bukod sa iba, no? So, ayan, no, nakasulat yan dyan. In the conduct of critical incident relief operation, security and safety of personnel must always be at paramount. Kumbaga, yun ang ipa-priority natin, yung buhay. 'Di ba? Bukod sa iba, buhay ng pulis, buhay ng tao na sibilyan. So, yun yung pa-prioritize natin in the conduct of critical incident relief operations. Okay? So next is all PNP unit offices complementing the task group shall train their personnel in accordance sa SOP, no? Guidelines, no? Standard training package on critical incident management using their available resources. So personnel shall compose DIMTG must at least undergone ICS basic course. Okay, may basic course yan. And okay. So, all offices required to conduct at least one tabletop exercise, CIMEX, CEREC. So, ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, no? So, yung mga human-induced kasi usually CIMEX nga yan eh. Pag mga, ah, yung mga natural incidents, crisis incidents, diyan papasok yung CEREX eh, no? On a quarterly basis. So, meaning to say, 4 times a year pala to, no? Ginagawa, no? Every 3 months dapat. As the need arises to evaluate the effectiveness of plans, identify gaps, and best practices. Okay. So, isa rin to sa mahalaga, guys. Sino ba magsasalita sa public? For example, merong mga kaguluhan, may mga incident, no? So, dalawa lang eh, Chief PIO, Task Group Commander. Tanda natin ha, the Chief PIO and the Task Group Commander, sila lang po ang pwedeng magbigay ng information sa public, sa update, no? Hindi pwedeng iba. And even the negotiator, hindi pwede yun magbigay, no? Dapat si commander or the PIO only ang pwedeng magbigay ng information. Okay? The following are considered human-induced critical incident. So makikita naman natin, no? Abduction, prominent personalities, mga diplomats, no? Religious leaders. Kumbaga kinidnap, no? Kinuha, nawawala yung mga foreign national, mga diplomat, attack on vital installation, jailbreak, assassination, ambush, no? Yan, no? Yan po yung mga human-induced critical incident. Ano pa, no? Makikita nyo naman dyan, no? Yan po yung iba't ibang uri ng critical incidents. Okay? Stampede. Ito, another human-induced critical incident yan. Diba? That may result in human casualty. Sobrang dami ng tao, diba? Mass destruction of properties and environment. Okay? And the incident command system, in responding critical incident, this MC adopted the ICS template following the PNP ICS roles in the critical incident management operations. So, okay, so nabanggit na natin to kanina eh. Okay. So, yung incident command system natin, no? So, meron tayong tinatawag na single incident command kapag isa lang, no? Yung may jurisdiction dun sa problem. Usually, ano lang to, kumbaga, hindi ganun kalaki yung incident na nangyari. For example, nagkaroon ng ambush sa isang particular locality. So, single incident command lang yan. Okay? So, incident commander, isang tao lang. Pero pag unified command, ayan po yung may crosses jurisdictional functional agency boundary na yan. Ibig sabihin, more than one location na yung pinangyarihan. Baka continuing crime yan, di ba? Oh. Unified commander, ibig sabihin, a person designated to command on larger incidents. Unified commander na po ang tawag dyan. Okay? Next is the safety officer. Okay? Yung command staff. Ayan. So, ang command staff, it provides technical advice to the IC and they are the following. Okay? So, ito yung nagbibigay daw ng advice no doon sa incident commander natin. Sino-sino ba yan? Meron tayong safety officer. Monitor safety condition, develop measures for assuring safety of all assigned personnel. Meron din PIO, no? So ito po yung nagbibigay ng information, no, including to other organization, and internally, no? Liaison officer serves as the primary contact for supporting agencies assisting at the incident, and the negotiation team serves as the lead team in communicating, negotiating with the suspect. For example, hostage taking situation. Okay? Also, meron din po tayo tinatawag na general staff. So when we say general staff, it provides planning and operation direction and supervision. Kasama na din dyan yung resources, procurement, and allocation, support services. So syempre pag narinig natin yan, pasok dyan yung budget, logistics, di ba? Planning and operations. Okay? Then the organizational structure. Okay? So in compliance with the EO number 320, okay, ito po ang Critical Incident Management Committee natin. The Chief PNP will be the chairman and the TCDO will be the vice chairman. Okay? Human-induced natural disaster, no? Kung makikita niyo po. Yaan po ang Critical Incident Management Committee natin, no? PNP-CIMC. National level. Okay? So the CMC are primarily concerned with the formulation of crisis management procedure, integration, and orchestration of government, military, police, public efforts toward prevention and control of crisis incident. So in support to the mandate of CMC, the PNP National Headquarters shall organize Critical Incident Management Committee. So merong 5 subcommittee, yung Subcommittee on Criminality, Destabilization, Terrorism, and yung mga chemical, biological, no? Public health hazards and natural disaster. Okay. And the last part, so I believe this is the last part, no, yung 5 P's of crisis management, no? So hinati siya sa tatlo, three major phases yan, yung proactive, reactive, and post-conflict, no? When we say proactive kasi, before, 'di ba? Yan yun yung before 'di ba? So pasok diyan yung prediction, prevention, and preparation. Then when we say reactive, yan tumama na, no? Magre-react ka na, you will perform na. And the post-conflict is the post-action assessment. So pag-aralan natin ano ba yung mga yan. So unang-una yung proactive is the prediction. Forecasting. Tandaan natin when we say prediction, it is forecasting, no? Attempts to remove uncertainty from the future. The predict component is undertaken through strategic, operational, and tactical situation awareness. Pinipredict mo na, no? Kung ano ang mangyayari. No? Strategic essay is producing foresight and conveying strategic warnings. No? Next is prevention. Ayan. So, a deliberate action aim to avoid future harm. Ipe-prevent mo, di ba, before it happens. It is the responsibility of government security forces with the support of barangays. Yan, yung mga BPAT, di ba? For human-induced incidents, the same require vigilance and alertness. Prevention po yun. And, syempre, preparation. Yan yung last sa proactive phase natin. It is essential di ba? When we say preparing, it is planning di ba? Organizing, pasok yan. We must also be trained, equipped, no? And regular exercise para, kumbaga, maging ano tayo, no? Handa, no? Prepared kapag may nangyaring incident. Okay? So that is the proactive component, no? So yan po. Critical emergency response exercise, red team operations, pasok diyan, no? Contingency plan, incident, emergency plan, no? Incident command system and PNP critical incident management committee. Okay? Then the reactive phase is the perform, no? Performing na to. Yung mga task group commanders, sila na po yan. Yung for example nga sa regional level, hanggang sa mga sub-task group yung 5. Security, peace and order, emergency response, and quick response team. Ito na yung magpe-perform na tayo. Okay? And the last one is the post-conflict or the post-action assessment. No? So after the event happened, so this is the component that begins the situation. No? It is in this space where organization is returning to business as usual. Post-action activity, 6 ways to evaluate and improve prevention, preparation, and actual execution. Debriefing, no? Parang pasok yan sa parang debriefing ang ginagawa dito. Okay? Now, the essential activities may include but are not limited to the following. For example, investigation, provide legal action, reorganization, handover responsibility, and assessment. So yun po. No? Baka may pagkukulang yung tauhan mo, yung ginawa mong commander doon. So pwedeng ma-reorganize, ipalit mo yung mas credible, di ba? Mas proficient. Provide legal action kung meron kang nakitang pwedeng kasuhan, investigation. No? So post-action review you shall be conducted by the respective commanders every after critical incident. Okay, so that ends our discussion on dispute resolution and crisis incident management. So thank you po.